So my academic background is computer science. I studied at the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm, and almost directly after that, I joined Startle, which was the first proper startup I worked for. And I was only there relatively briefly because in August 2006, I joined Spotify as its first employee and the first CTO, and I was there for about 3 years until November 2009.
So, what were the main points in your talk?
The main points were around what has changed from 2006 to. I took the starting date to the two companies where I spent most of my time, so Spotify and Rap. So that's 2006 and 2011, and what's changed from sort of a slightly technical perspective in terms of starting a company. And the three primary things that I mentioned were they're all are based around better platforms that are available now. And the three kind of main platforms are the cloud computing services like Amazon, Heroku, Rackspace, etc. The smartphone platforms, primarily iOS and Android. And then the social networks, Facebook, Twitter, that you could just build your applications on top of and get access to ultimately a billion users that are connected to each other and will market your service for you.
Right. So, how has the change been for you coming from Spotify all the way to what you do now? It's a different field entirely.
It's a different field. I mean, it's fun working in the music industry to an extent, but it's also you're very dependent on your partners to a bigger extent than we are. I mean, similarly to Spotify, Rap is dependent on kind of third-party content, if you want to put it that way. If you have Spotify with no music, or if you have Rap with kind of no merchant partners, no gifts to give away, the services are pointless. So we both depend on our partners, but at Rap we have kind of the luxury to, not. We can say no to a partner. A partner can say no to us. It's still okay, right? Because there's hundreds of other retailers that we can work with. If you want to be in on-demand all-you-can-eat streaming service, whether it's like for music or for video, which no one has really accomplished yet, or books, which a number of companies are trying to do, or newspapers or whatever, you need basically everything. Otherwise, you don't solve all the needs of your customers. So Spotify needed all the record labels. Whoever makes it for video will need all the studios. Whoever wants to do it for books will need all the publishers, which is a challenge, but it's of course also a huge opportunity if you can get there.
So, now that you're at Slush, how is the Helsinki or the Finnish startup scene looking at, like, from your perspective?
I think it's great. It's like such a great vibe here, and there's so many. Like Slush this year has 3,000 people, which, as far as I know, easily puts it at the top spot of tech conferences in Northern Europe. So you and the team here have done a great job with that. There's a lot of interesting companies. There are a lot of good discussions happening. A lot of investors are here. So I think a lot of good things will come out of the conference. I think this is the start of a lot of new business. The biggest takeaway is like just how big it's become, which is really cool. I mean, this is a conference to reckon with going forward. I think a lot of stuff will be happening around Slush and the brand.